Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here and we are live. And first of all, we kind of minor apologies for yesterday. I seen it in the live chat. Fist bumps to everyone on arrival that's catching us live. We were meant to be doing gallery reviews last night. I had some last minute unforeseens, unavoidables come up. So we've rescheduled it to Thursday. So just jump onto the channel. You should see it there now. And yeah, we'll just do all the gallery review stuff on Thursday. And yeah, just a minor rescheduling note on that one. We also will have Dan and Paul from Sorare on the channel. It was meant to be later this week. They've had to check on us as well, so that will now be Monday. Again, all the members kind of know what's going on with that for the recording session and the questions and all the rest of it, but should be good fun. But we're in the international break, guys, and it's a nice time for me on the channel where we can kind of put our feet up a little bit and just look at everything that's kind of happened to this point in the season so far. This is the point of the season now where I really like looking at fixtures. I really like looking at standings in the table. I really like looking at, especially now it's a bit different because now we have a totally different SO5 arena to what's gone in the past, but all the same, what we'll mainly be doing, or a body of what we'll be doing in the show today or in the stream, is a bit of housekeeping where we're looking ahead. We're trying to look at what lineups could be available. Is there any obvious gaps in them? What does the fixture list kind of hold for some of these teams as well? I've actually got on this kind of note as well, fist bumps on arrival to everyone that's joining us live. Thanks very much, guys. But tomorrow there'll be another like Sorare beginner video go out on the channel. First one for maybe about a month or two. And off the back of that, I'm trying to do it in a little bit of a different way where it's a nice kind of beginner video and I'll be giving away a card against it. I'm probably going to give away that rare in-season Maziz, that one. So if you catch it about tomorrow, just drop a, give it a good listen. I need you to listen to it for at least like 5 or 6 minutes so YouTube think it's a good video. Let's hope it is a good video, but as long as YouTube can think it's good, that's the main part of the game here at this point. But yeah, give it a wee listen for 5, 6, 7 minutes, something like that. Drop a comment and we'll pull a random comment. We'll give away that rare Maziz, no doubt. I'll firm that up and like announce it properly, but I'm just kind of thinking out loud with you. But off the back of that video, I'm going to do a live stream that I've already kind of prepared for already. I've tempted to run out and buy some of these cards and do some of the stuff already, but we'll be doing a beginner scouting squad building session basically. So we'll be looking at starting with 0 and a few different strategies and really like fleshing them out quite well. I'm hoping it's quite a long stream in a good way where we try and juggle or tackle a few different topics, and hopefully it's just a really good stream. We have a lot of fun with it. I've already got a lot of the legwork kind of ironed out for it. So anyway, the beginner video about tomorrow, there's a little short that accompanies it, and we'll try and tie that into a stream that will be on next Tuesday as well. So I'm trying to get a bit better on this little international break, certainly anyway. I'm just firming up the schedule and just having everything run a little bit smoother. We've had some football content go out on the channel for the last couple of days. We had that Brighton video go out earlier today, which was good fun. But yeah, a little bit of reflection on some of the Premier League clubs that I've been watching so far this year. And to be honest with you, there's nobody really in Europe that I've been watching, and like before the last couple of years it's actually been harder to make Premier League videos in the past because there's been so many things in Europe that I found a lot more interesting. Whereas this year, there's not really much going on in Europe that's that like Yamal's fun to follow. Real Madrid is obviously the drama llama at the moment. Italy's Italy. France is not quite the same, with PSG actually being good, actually like being a team. There's not as much points of controversy to talk about or discussion points in general with different opinions. In Germany, it's fine, isn't it? But so yeah, it's been a funny one. So always enjoy that stuff when it comes out. I do also make these videos with like a football tactical kind of analysis kind of lens or whatever, but it is all from the base of essentially playing Sorare and looking for the best players in the teams, the best strategies, what sort of players are clicking together, how are the makeups of these squads actually fleshing out. Is there a guy that might be emerging through the ranks and might become a first team player, or vice versa, maybe to the contrary, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'll have a member stream that will be on Thursday. And I don't know if I was in two minds whether to do a lineup builder or if we do another one. We do 2 streams this week still, but rather than doing gallery review and lineup builder, we do the gallery review as normal, but then instead of lineup builder, because it's international week, do we maybe try and do something a bit different, a bit more fun? So I'm still kind of open to suggestion on that. Any suggestions, feel free to drop them down below. This stream today isn't a member stream at all, of course. This is just for the subscribers of the channel, anyone who wants to find us. And as I say, the name of the game here, or the agenda of the day, is housekeeping. So there's a little bit of housekeeping in terms of the scheduling and all the rest of it. kind of out the road. But yeah, fist bumps on arrival to absolutely everyone. We had just Mike in here first, live and loud. Good to see you. Jordan UKZ, my man. Andy Harrogate. Luke, of course, who we mentioned before. Charlie Dunbar. Mikey Basson. Love it. Good to see you. Hendo. Enjoy your retirement. Enjoy your retirement? What retirement? Oh, everything is well. It's been a while. It has indeed, mate. Glad to see you in the house, mate. Thanks for joining us. Hope all is well in the land of Oz. Non-stick llama. Legend from the past coming back. Good to see you, my man. Yeah, love it, guys. Love it. I've just noticed I feel kind of naked. We've not got our background on the go here. So what will we put on it today? Let's put on let's just put the blue one on. That'll work. So internationals. I've actually got a couple of. I'm not going to dwell on this for too long, but I've got 2 squads going out. Really is in for Debut Martinez, who's got himself suspended in this window. So that's fun. Can I fix the magnification on this a wee bit? There we go. Just a wee bit better. So yeah, maybe 2 teams out of there. I've got a little sneaky suspicion I put Tanny into this team. I wish I put Van de Voort, but with Cells being out, I know Casteels is probably going to play both of the games, but I do think, I don't know, Italy away, and I think France might be away as well, but 2 really hard games for Belgium. I don't know, I would be surprised if they just did chuck Van de Voort in and give him the experience, because it is like Nations League, isn't it, if memory serves me right? And some of these nations like Belgium and that, it's, how long can you rely on Cohen Casteels, who's playing in Saudi Arabia? I know Courtois will come back and all the rest of it, but, Van de Voort's the man, really. They want to be given some minutes and experience too and all the rest of it. So anyway, let's see if he plays in this international window. I think he might. But I've got 2 teams that are going out, which is good fun. But coming into the weekend is probably when it gets a little bit more exciting, because is it the midweek after the weekend? It is. Wow, that's weird. So it's the midweek after the weekend. We've got the select your target thing. Now, I was clicking about playing with this before. Yeah, I've got a little team here. I'll maybe try and delete it off screen so you don't see who I've got just yet, in case it's a wee rubbish kind of spoiler or whatever. But I had to click through, and again, I've got a fair amount of options, it must be said, for internationals over the next window or 2, or the next game week or 2, I beg your pardon, which has made it a little bit more interesting for me, a little bit more fun. If we just go back into this now, so we've got the whole select your target thing, which is an absolute flash throwback to Cap 240. Of course, it's single entry, and the prize pool is really simple. Go for, this is super. Let's just look at rare, right? 300 is the target. That should be a doddle, to be honest with you. 300 is the target, 1 box, and it's 100% 10 essence, guaranteed 10 essence. 350 is guaranteed 40 essence, which is pretty chunky, by the way. And 400 points is a guaranteed 150 essence. Do we have a team that could be capable of doing this? Now, there's not that many games actually on, so there is a leaderboard, of course, but the leaderboard pays absolutely nothing. It's only on score. So if you finish top, like, there is absolutely, if you got the wrong target, there is nothing. It is, win or lose, you versus you, basically. So there is a cap 250, which will put a bit of a hindrance on it. But for internationals, like, some guys that are on low cap score are actually really formidable at this level. So I don't think I've got any joy in that sense. But when it comes to defense, a lot of my defense seem pretty expensive. But I do have somebody like Chanot who can rip his face off against Belarus. That feels like a very Chanot game, doesn't it? Can we scroll back and see a wee bit of, there's the last time they played them, 43, but that would have been maybe at home, actually. Oh yeah, maybe that wee omen puts me off a wee tiny bit. But normally Chanot for Luxembourg International is absolutely rips. No, that's Dallas. France and Belgium, it's Luxembourg for, isn't it? Right, where's the next wee window? This wee bar's going to jump on me, isn't it? By the way, he's making me into a liar. The last couple of national breaks, he's actually been pretty mince. Maybe I don't want to use him. Maybe he's over the hill now. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. That kind of stuff. So yeah, maybe we use Chanot, maybe we don't. I actually really like Adam Baru. He's become a bit of a cheat code. And playing Paraguay might be a pretty good game for him. He's got good scores against Uruguay, 100. But then look at that against Bolivia and Real Madrid. Absolute nightmare. Look at that. Mexico, Jamaica, Canada. Boom, boom, boom. So Adam Baru could be a good shout. That's a really expensive defence spot. It's very expensive. Don't know if Gold's going to play or he'd be that great. Zubimendi, no Rodri. Zubimendi, 52, but that's not cheap. And I've got Christie. Edeguchi. Is Edeguchi playing? Yeah, he is playing. And who are they? actually against Tokyo. 43, that might be something we go for. Up front, do we have any super cheap guys? Nah, Oyarzabal, who I would not be holding my breath on featuring. And then Magno and Depay, that's an absolute headache of a situation. So it's really dope. Against Portugal for Scotland, it just doesn't feel that great, does it? So I think we go with the Gucci. Or Zubimendi. If we go Zubimendi, it leaves us with like 40 odd points. Which is essentially Gucci anyway. So if we pick Gucci, is there somebody better than Zubimendi? Nah, no Guardiola. Just who I was kind of half hoping for. So there's only really one main kind of probable combination of a team I can make here, really, isn't there? I'll fill this out now, see what your guys' thoughts and feelings are. Fist bumps to anyone else who's just joined us, and then I'll go into a wee bit more of the housekeeping part of this. So yeah, we could go with Christie. Could go with Oyarzabal. But anyway, chat's disappeared for me, sorry. Oh, of course. Got you. Harry Trades, my man. Fist bump. Good to see you. Jesp, fist bump. Good to see you as well, my man. So yeah, I wasn't planning on doing this, and I wanted to have a peek at it and just see what I had here. I think the super rare one I might be a wee bit more confident in just getting something in, but this rare one is a bit of a striker problem. I just don't have any real options, do I? So I think, yeah, it kind of comes down to being this, and then probably captain and Adam Barrow. And then, like this team, let's say Schmeichel against the Swiss can do like a high 50. Let's say Captain Adam Barrow rips. Zubimendi at home to Serbia. Let's say he can get in like 60. I'm really confident with this defence, this backline, to be honest with you. But it's Doak. He's going to get 35 as a minimum, I think. And then does he get fluky or does he suck ass and then end up with like 28 points or something? They come off the bench against Portugal and get 33. Off the bench against Poland, they get 33. So maybe it's that kind of thing. So yeah, we can't really ask for much more than that. So 33 from Dokester. And then Ideguchi is probably good for like a high 40. And if we get lucky, he's going to bring in a 70 plus. Is kind of the play with him. So let's imagine we get between Dokester and Ideguchi. Let's imagine we get to 70. So if we get the 70 out of the two of them, what's the captain bonus? 50%? Wow. Adam Barrow, let's say he's good for 120 points. 110. Let's say 110, right? 110 plus these two, that's 180. Schmeichel for a 55. We're looking at 235. So we need Zubimendi to make up the difference. And it's done that glitch that it normally does when you do this. So yeah, I think 300 is kind of what that team is capable of. 350, we need Doak to get a goal. We need Ideguchi to get a goal. We need a lot. Yes, I think this has to be an easy target because I don't think my squad is capable of hitting 350, quite frankly. So yeah, it is what it is. We'll have a look at the super rare ones. I think that was a little bit more fun, and it'll be interesting to see from you guys what you think about my probabilities here. So I think Skorupski plays, maybe Bulka. Szczesny, I know, is out of retirement, but he's not in the squad. He's not in the reckoning here. Callens is playing Brazil, and Callens can be okay. South American teams aren't scared of Brazil and whatever, 80 here against Colombia, 31 against Ecuador. Argentina 67, Paraguay 69, Chile 72. Do we have a Brazil game here for Callens on the bench? There's Japan, Korea, and that's when he was back in Spain with Girona. And then, no, I don't really have a Brazil game here for Callens. But anyway, I don't think it's anything to be worried about. I'm not too sure if Santiago Bueno has made the squad. He was injured. He came off injured in this game, didn't he? 77 minutes, if memory serves me right. And he DNP'd. I'm not too sure if he's in the squad or if I can even use him. But I do have Callens, so that's kind of fine. And in the midfield, I've got Yanghel in a pretty good match. I've also got Oyarzabal, who I think is in the squad. I better double check that, in fact. I'm sure he will be in the squad if he's here, but he's actually been pretty mint since they won the Euros. He's not actually scored a goal yet, if memory serves me right. So or has he actually? Is that how I got an assist? It was an assist, wasn't it? Yeah. He's not actually scored since winning the Euros. Scored in the final. The decisive goal as well, wasn't it? And then look, since then, did absolutely nothing. And then the final spot, Aliash off the bench. Christie maybe actually starts now that McGregor's not around. And it's a home at Portugal. Aliash, I don't think starts. So it's kind of this team, isn't it? Be good to have a proper crack at it. Hope they do it again when there's a few more games. Yeah, this competition, I think it's only on because there's not that many games, and they're just like, maybe this is low maintenance for them, and it kind of just sends all of us to the one place chasing. I think this would be the squad I'd end up with. It's really hard to forecast on a lot of levels. I'd probably captain Yangel just because he's playing Paraguay. It's probably the best game on paper. Oyarzabal probably coming off the bench for a 35. Christie is probably going to be around the 50 mark. And we do have multipliers to come into this. So 35 and plus a quarter is like, what, 8? So it's like 43 points. 50 plus a quarter, it's like 12 points. So 50 plus, I don't know, 45. Yeah, 45, 43 plus like 60. So we're looking at like 100 odd from the front end of the team. And then a Skorupski against Croatia. Yeah, Croatia aren't that 3 scoring, I suppose. Skorupski's good for like a 90 odd at super rare level. Callens could do something similar. I think, so this one I'm actually quite torn on what target I could go for. I think the 4, what do we get in that box? View box odds. 120 super rare essence guaranteed. I don't think that team's outwardly. Is it? But maybe it is 400 capable. I presume they chose this game week to test it. I like your thinking, Rob. I like your thinking. Yeah, I like that. Medium 30. Easy 10. I think I could get the easy one. The medium's maybe a bit of a... This is just like threshold again, isn't it? Would I fancy this team to get me freshy? If I had this team... Yeah, I'm going low target. I really do want to go a wee bit higher with medium, but it's my international level for rare and super rare. They're both just a bit feeble, aren't they? And although I'm quite actually happy with the bases I've got in both, like that Girona collection and then a Sociedad kind of 2-season collection there. I kind of like that coming in to pass. Also, big Casper and big Lucas doing their bit as well. So that is what it is. That's quite fun. But the main kind of thing that I normally like to do when I'm having a look at, when I'm in an international break or when we're in the international break period, is go on to Sorare Data Lineup Builder, and I've got it on under 23s here because I think this is an easy division to maybe jump ahead to game week 19, which will be game week like, I don't know, 21 or whatever, I don't know, by that point, and see what games we've got going on. Now, what I'm looking for, and part of the reason I'm extra like, oh, let's do this today, is because I actually crafted, guys. Now, I didn't do it on camera because I had the unforeseen and unavoidable stuff come up yesterday, but I'd finally got my rare essence up to it was 111 it was at, and I thought, I actually really think the Penfez absolutely nailed the way he kind of churns his boxes when he's got high volume across different regions. Like, try and get just try and churn and burn them at every turn, and then just play the law of averages with it. So I'm maybe going to do that on a T4 basis, if you know what I mean. But I just thought when I got to that 100 mark, I thought, let's flush this, let's make a card, and then from there, once we came out of this international break, we'll kind of start with that churn and burn, get to 50 points and rip it every time. Because I've done 2 on 20 points, which I regretted and said I would never do again. I've now done 1 at 100. So I've had like 151 essence at this point, and I've had 2 crap cards. Oh, 1 okay card at the time. It's kind of not really usable now. I've had another card actually. Yeah, I can't remember. I've maybe crafted 3 guys at 20, by the way. So yeah, I think the T5 one, I'm really burned by it. I'm not playing with that again. I'd rather get to 50 and just take them out of the equation. So I'm going to try and churn and burn them. I'm going to try and be quite cute with the boxes and stuff like that. I've seen some really ingenious moves from you guys where you leave the boxes in a certain lobby so that you know what competition they're from and try and line them up. I'm going to try and do a bit of that as well and have a bit of fun. And with Super Rare, it's all champion, all La Liga essence. So like, I will be as patient with this. Like, this needs to be a minimum of T2 plus. I'm even tempted with this to maybe like get it to Yeah, 490. Like, if you get it to 490, you can get one of these. You can get one. You can get one of them all, and you get two of the bottom one. If you can go to 490 before you burst your bubble, if that makes sense. So that feels like fun. I don't know if I would. I don't know if that would be. Like, you guys tell me what you think. A T1 plus or one, two, like 5 or 6 cards across this kind of spread. But I'm saving that up for as long as possible. So this target thing, like the big amount, is super tempting, but I just don't have the firepower to gun it down. Limited Essence, I've managed to get that right back up, by the way, after our last giveaway through winning rivals and daily missions and all the rest of it. We just need one more Essence, and then we'll have another giveaway card for the members, I suppose this one's for. Yeah, Mikey, I think it's been, yeah, I've got it on this screen, but not on this screen. It'll come over in a second. Whatever happened to Ideguchi? If you look at his all-time scoring chart on SD, he was an absolute smasher for a few months. Scored 100 in his very first Sorare game week, no less. Yeah, he was brilliant in Japan. I think that because he went to Leeds and it didn't really work out, so he came back with that kind of top-end Premier League England Championship kind of standard. Went to Celtic afterwards and just never got a kick of the ball, really. Aye, Mikey, there's a comment there. Yeah, so I'm going to try and do that as well with rare, because the super rare one is my long haul. This is the essence. I will just keep banging that away, keep building that up for later on, and try and get as big of a payout of that as I possibly can. Shaforko, my man, Shackle, good to see you on Frere. But yeah, so first part of the kind of housekeeping is when we come back. So that was the reason. So I crafted my tier 3. I tweeted it on Twitter. We got Gauthier Lassoneur, who was a very good goalkeeper last year in Ligue 2 for Saint Etienne as they regained promotion to Ligue 1. And since he's been in Ligue 1, he's had 2 negative decisives and 1 positive. His AA is kind of meh. But this guy can be, like, Killison's injured at the moment as well. This guy can easily be like my bottom. And even when Killison's fit, I can still use him because he's in season. With some of the Sociedad in season guys I've got. Aaron Barrow being a wee bit cheat codey. Oscarson, if he continues to play. And have I got somebody else, maybe? No, I didn't get. I was just thinking, do I have an O'Reilly? But no, I didn't get an in-season O'Reilly yet, maybe. Yeah, let's see how that shakes out. But yeah, maybe missing 1 or 2 more. But anyway, it just goes in the pile. And I thought, that's another goalkeeper we can use. Excellent. I wonder how that actually shakes me out. I hope, I wonder if we can actually see like a report on SD. Nah, it doesn't really say anything on Kelson. So yeah, so I want to go through my lineup build plan kind of thing and just talk on depth, talk on what I've got lying around, what's coming on. Killison here, this knee injury. I do kind of want to have a wee minor investigation into this. Killison, 2 S's. What is the latest? It was quite last minute. Yeah, there's not really anything on the interweb at the moment. I don't think it's anything. Yeah, when you're on Twitter, sometimes you get too many like older posts, and when you see it, you're like, "What? Who said that?" So yeah, I don't think this will be a long-term thing. I don't think it's anything major to worry about. But I don't know if I can think about them for 2 weeks' time. I'm just a way to check the newspapers in Spain, what they think. Yeah, Horcast is at 60% for post-international break, so it's quite a 50-50 situation. I'm going to go on a limb and imagine Kellison's pretty fine. I caught a break in getting another champ prayer goalkeeper in Dimitrovic. Got the nod at Leganes. Not the best spot, but it's a door opened. That's the exact same as me, mate. Well, Lassanur here. So champ, this has actually been relegated. We've got Bologna, reckons he's not going to play this game. Maybe he won't, by the way. Genoa, like sometimes Ravaglia has been playing the bottom teams. That's actually a real headache. We've got Mandanda playing Brest. We've got Sorare playing Villarreal. So I just kind of shake these out and see what I've got to play with. Because I think I'll only put 3 teams out because I think between my goalkeepers, like one of them will miss out. And wow, some really tough games coming back. Javier Galan could start that game. That could be good for him. Angelino's got a tough one. You know he'll start. Same with Gutierrez. Quatra's so unpredictable. It's such a headache at the moment. Arnaud Martinez has been wearing the captain's armband frequently for Girona, even when on the pitch with David Lopez. So I'm hopeful that Arnaud can really kick on in this section of the season here. Tough game to bring him back. But I think, yeah, the one that does jump out at me is Couto at home to St. Pauli. That should work out pretty well for him. Some guys have been skipping international duty as well. Like Coop Miners, maybe McGinn as well. I'm not sure if McGinn's in the squad, but I know he's definitely under... I don't know if it's marching orders, but Unai Emery told him like he needs to pick up his game or he's not getting back in the team. So Kamada's playing Forest. I don't really have any great midfield picks coming back here. I've got Sabitzer. Oh, JJ will be home to Valladolid. That could be really good. Yeah, so I think my base midfield might be like Sabitzer and JJ potentially if I go double mid. In attack, Tati's playing Juve. He'll probably score. Cunha's also playing City. Saganikov, I don't know if he'll be back from his injury. Should be. A thigh injury, a couple of weeks, you'd think so. Villarreal against Getafe. It's not good for the goalkeeper thing you've got going on here. Yeah, striker options are quite tough this week as well, by the way. I think I probably would just take Tati because I just think he would score in that type of game. He's a penalty taker as well. I've got high XP on him. He's in good form. Juve have been so good defensively, but not conceding. That's a kind of tough one to really back. Otherwise, we're looking at Nicolas Pepe and then maybe changing the keeper. Because I do think against Villarreal, I just kind of clicked him for security. The best actual game here is maybe Rennes against Brest because Villarreal are fourth. Villarreal have been doing really good this year. So I'd maybe go Mandanda, Pepe up front. And then fifth man, if we were going double mid, we had a good option, didn't we? I forget who it was now. JJ, that's who it was. Roca against Osasuna, that could be good. Kind of missed him earlier. I think JJ's a wee bit more powerful as he's starting because he takes some set pieces. So I'd maybe just slide him in as a little placeholder there. Yeah. Yeah, Pepe's game's decent. It's just because I've got Soria. I can't be that buzzing about it. But Villarreal have got form at the moment, big time. So yeah, it feels like a decent team. It's probably a D1, D2 team. I don't have any D1 entries left. I think I've got D2 in La Liga, and La Liga is definitely one where if I don't have Killison, I need to use Soria here, and then I'll probably just list out the Girona stack. But I might go double. I was thinking about going double. Oh, Jesus, actually, I've got Braze on the other side of this as well. I was thinking about going to go double fullback and take a bit of the pressure off midfield. Because Yanghe will be coming back from international travel and all the rest of it, and with Van de Beek and somebody else kind of in the rotation, like I wouldn't be surprised if maybe, I don't know, I'd take Martin for safety because he's not travelled anywhere. Don't know about Saganikov. Borja Mayoral should be starting that game. I don't see why he wouldn't. This isn't a full lineup builder for my gallery or anything, guys. Once we get through this, but it kind of goes a bit faster once we get moving. Yeah, he should be starting after the international break. Borja Mayoral. Yeah. And then fifth man, Arnaud. Again, but against Sociedad, that's not a great game for a fullback like Arnaud because he's going to be 1v1. Actually, maybe it will be a good game for him. It just depends if he can get forward enough. Marcus Llorente's... What did the newspaper say about Marcus Llorente? Aye, until the end of October. So we can't really think about him. So we're maybe looking at Bray. We could do Roca, but Roca's not that great. Midfield has got quite soft for me. Saul, what's Saul's deal? Hip injury? Fibular tear in the bicep femoris, low until December. Great, cheers, mate. Yeah, we do lineup builders normally on a Thursday, Mike, for the members on the channel. If you've got your 24-25 FC Barcelona season ticket on a different screen, I'm sure you remember you are. I'm trying again with the budget Prem after the Ndidi and Johnston letdown. Got Johnson, O'Shea, Damsgaard, Semenyo, and Ericsson. Nice build, Ben. I like the Semenyo, like Ericsson in terms of like bang for buck. Guys, Damsgaard should be pretty good, but he's been a bit minced for a wee while, hasn't he? As a Villa fan, can you explain what's going on with Douglas Luiz? He was immense for us, but he's I don't know, mate, to be honest with you, right? But I did hear his missus coming out with me and my man both play for this. We both work at the same company. We both do the same job and all that crap. You know, nothing against them. It's like they don't sell the money. They don't have the TV rights. Blah blah blah. So I just don't know if him and his missus have got there, and it's just, I don't know. I don't know what the word is, but like it's just like it's not all. Sure, it's all about the football, obviously, but it's just not that same environment where, like, when he's come into Villa, he was owned by City and loaned out to the likes of Genoa, not Genoa, Granada, Girona, all over the place. Maybe even on loan to Villa initially. So he was really like fighting to get his career up and going and all the rest of it. And I don't know, maybe it's just a wee bit of that edge that's kind of left him. And the initial kind of, maybe the language is tough for him. Yeah, hard one to kind of know. I do have a wee double peek here what the papers think about Fletty, about that Galan, because if Galan 50-50, nah, it's not worth. Maybe it is. It's actually quite tough, La Liga, because all my cards are kind of playing each other. Sociedad against Girona. But yeah, just to smash something into this, I think I would probably stick with Galan. I think if he's looking to play, that all kind of works out fine enough for me. And then anyway, we get to the last team, which will probably be a D3 outfit, and I'll be picking whoever feels a bit better out of these two. And I'm sure I'll find somewhere else for the other one to go if I've got any sort of inclination that they're going to play. Angelino against Inter doesn't feel like a great game. Braze against Girona could be okay. Braze doesn't have it. Both these guys don't play internationals, which is brilliant. We get Tati in that game we mentioned already. Edward Arsenal, Unal Arsenal, Edward Southampton. I think we stick with Tati. And then I think, Coop Miners is maybe a wee bit undersold here. So I think he'll be fine post-international break. Awesome. Now I've got them out of the way, it just means that they don't come into the reckoning. Because what I'm really looking for here is rare. But just don't want all those super rares that it's like, I might use him or I might use him. Get them out the road. So now, all of a sudden, we've got Oblak, we've got Vasilj, we've got Lassaneur, and we have Killison. So we finally have an in-season. We have a La Liga. We have two La Liga, beg your pardon, a Bundesliga and a French league. So we've got options across these different divisions. Really is my champ number one keeper, I think, at the moment this season. He's been a real firm favourite. I've got him super cheap before the transfer to Marseille, or as it was kind of materialising. And it's just been an absolute win for me. Guardiola's probably top pick here. Yeah, I'm looking for my best guy. It's probably going to be Josko de Bosco. We've got Wirtz at Frankfurt. We've got Kang in Strasbourg, Matoma, Newcastle, Soboslai, Chelsea. Yeah, I've not got great games, do I? I've got a lot of tough. There's Danny P. He's got a decent match. Dudu, that's a good game for him. Marino, people are telling me might break through at Arsenal now. I think he might be in the Spain squad. Soler, Guedes, Limer, any wee sneaky ones? No. So yeah, you're maybe taking Wirtz at Frankfurt. Wirtz and Kang in probably, Strasbourg. They're probably the ones you're looking at is just guys in good form. Game's not terrible for attacking players, you know. So yeah, I think we could go Wirtz with that. Oh, Cherki against Le Havre up front. That feels like a nice get out of jail free for all the kind of crap fixtures I've got everywhere else. So we could go Cherki in attack. And then fifth man, I'd be looking at Kang. Isn't that a fun team, by the way? That's a fun team. So a good D1 effort, which I've been pulling boxes out of D1, by the way. I've been get that's what when I got my essence up, I must have got like 40 essence out of 4 boxes or something. I got 10, 10, 10. I got like a bunch of great runs out of the boxes. I'm probably going to. Do I want to keep All Black? Vasilj is the worst goalkeeper here anyway. I think playing Dortmund. Killison we're unsure about, so it's going to be. Let's try All Black. How does it look? We can go All Black. We can try and avoid Angelino, I think. Jens, Arambaru. Do we have anyone good that's sneaky? I don't know if Robbo's good in that game against Chelsea. Madueke and co up against them. Lenormand is injured. How could I forget? Frimmers. I think I'm probably looking at Galan again if he's playing. I'll take Matoma. Take a Sobasline at home. Maybe Matoma if we go double mid. We've got Take. Openda. And a fifth man, we could be looking at somebody like a Matoma. Newcastle, would that be good for Matoma? Again, it's just after an international break, so I always kind of worry about that wee bit of jet lag that he might carry into the game. So maybe miss Matoma for this match, for this team. And maybe I do Haidara, Mikel Marino. There's so many good teams for cheap players with good runs for the next 5 or 6 weeks. Ipswich, Brentford, United, Everton, to name a few. Interesting, Ben. I didn't actually look at any of those clubs for the next 5. Depends on what your scope is. I kind of we'll get into this more on the beginner stream I mentioned earlier, but I prefer more to look at like a 3-month period, and you're looking for maybe like a couple of nice windows of maybe a couple of weeks back to back. Especially if you're trying to get out of guys, you need to give them. There needs to be good fixtures on the table for somebody else to buy into. It's always been my policy. So let's see. I'll probably just put Dudu in here, so I think he could do all right. And then I can get another team out now, which is fun. And yeah, so this is what I would be realizing is if we don't have Killison. So if I was to use the Lassanur, I wouldn't be putting Vasilj into a Bundesliga, or maybe I just don't use Vasilj, or I put him into a special or something like that. Do we know what specials are on this week? Yeah. So I think I'd go Lassanur here in terms of quality, but now when I'm seeing who I would have left, like, yeah, I'm not too worried about the overall standing of like how well Team 3 here necessarily does. But what it does open my mind to is no, let's stay. Actually, I don't want to do it for the sake of it. So I think All Black has actually got a pretty good game. But yeah, so that's the way I want to think of it. So All Black does have a pretty good game. How much of this team is La Liga? The defense essentially. So let's say we did drop All Black for Lassanur. And then other than Yave Galan, is there a defender here? Like a Robbo? Big game player, Robbo. It's kind of what you're asking him to do here is just show up. Liverpool Chelsea's a bit spicy as well, isn't it, typically? At home. Yeah, I don't mind picking Robbo. And we've got Sobaslice. That's a nice wee pair. So we've got a nice wee Liverpool Leipzig thing on the go here. Could we upgrade over Dudu? Is there a better pick here? Olmo. Don't think we know when he's back yet, do we? Matoma. Yeah, Matoma's the kind of guy I would want to put into this AA capable mid that is decisive. Yeah, I think I'd probably slide Matoma into this. Captain Robo or Captain Sobo. That's the question, isn't it? I guess at this club it's Captain Robbo, isn't it? And then, yeah, when we go to team 3, what I now want to do is I don't want to use All Black. I want to use Vasilj, but now I need to use La Liga as the next priority. So I don't want any of those players getting taken into a team they don't want to be in. So if Galan's on, Galan walks into this team. Otherwise, we're probably looking at Aaron Baru against Girona, which wouldn't be a bad fixture necessarily for him. And I think this might be quite Sociedad heavy, this squad at rare level. I've got Danny Parejo. I think I'd rather take him as a first pick mid over the other guys I've kind of got here. So that's fine. Danny P can come in up front. Nicholas Pepe can kind of pair with him as well. That's fun. Ori Oscarsson. No, let's take Pepe. And then fifth man, I'd love it to be Danny Olmo. What does the newspaper say? Danny Olmo. Low to mid-October. Yeah, so no anytime soon for maybe low it is, low chances. Zubimendi, Braze. Yeah, I think I'd probably stick Braze into this because after the international break he'll be fresh as a daisy, and against Girona he can always get decisive. I'm probably captain in Braze because he's my boy. And then when we go back to Champ, now what I'm kind of half hopeful for is by the time that we definitely do get Killison back, if I can get another in-season or two, we can get an in-season squad together, hopefully. So we've got Aaron Baru. If Oscarsson can get into the team, kind of do want to get another like 2 or 3. This is part of the housekeeping I'm looking at. So now I've got that Lassanur. I've only got this Sociedad collection as in-season champ rares. Aaron Baru looks to be a wee mini cheat code. Oscarsson up front, the goalkeeper. So we need one more. I really want Sucic, who's in this gallery. And Hendo, by the way, who's in the house. Quite fitting. But look at Sucic. He was about £30 the other day, about £40. He's been up a bit since scoring that goal. Even after he scored the goal, to be honest with you, his price hadn't moved for a wee while. 2 days ago, 6 days ago. Yeah, this is the kind of price I want to pay for him. Not, not double that. But he could be okay. But again, the strength of that team, how good is it? Depends how well Sucic does. But at least if I've got them, that's it up and running. And then if I do win anyone else that's handy, then all the better. I would like to get a Guerd out of this and Sergio Gomez. Oh, that's who I should be getting. Sergio Gomez. If I got Sergio Gomez and he can keep some of this action up, yeah, that's a bit more formidable, isn't it? Yeah, so Sergio and Sucic. Basically just filling out. Yeah, I think that's kind of what I want to do for in-season if I'm going to be buying anyone or bringing any trades in or all the rest of it. I've already got even if I got those guys, who we're talking about, Aguerd, Sergio Gomez, and Sucic, if they were just maximum 40-point cards, that's 120. Plus the 120 I've got here anyway, 240. So if I got them all first owner, I'd be 1 card away from another 3% rig. So I'm maybe going to try and get them first owner, because it would be worth it to have it. But is there anyone else in this gallery that I don't have from last year's collection that I would want? Probably not. This Pablo Marin's been playing though, to be honest with you. He got a card last year, but not a massive believer. But yeah, that's what we've kind of went through to work out. So Aaron Baru, ideally, like I'm not wanting to pick him. I would normally maybe have like an Angelino level player, but obviously he's got a tough game. I think I'd probably just put Angelino on this team anyway. Tough game players together. And if they come out with it for the better, then well done to them. I think Haidara can help them, but because Haidara's got an easy game by comparison and has been quite consistently starting when fit and available. We've got Cho playing Nantes. He could come into this quite nicely. Take. Yeah, I'm probably going to put Take in this one, so I don't think he's going to end up into under 23s. I don't know if I've got another 23 keeper without them coming from champion. And then fifth man, like strong, generally quite good. I don't mind Nkunku from the bench, because against Liverpool, like that kind of thing, like you could see the bench bringing a goal, couldn't you? And he's just back in the France squad and stuff. I'd probably throw him in. Awesome. So what I want to have a wee build at next is contender. Got to be in it to win it. Vasilj could get, yeah, it's just the possibility of conceding 3. If he concedes 3, he's pretty screwed, you know. So let's have a peek. So we do have Tanny and Urbig. I've got Laidlaw. Depends on the talent that I've got in this region. That's what it's really kind of hinging on. So let's imagine we've got Schmeichel in Team 1, playing Aberdeen, Alistair Johnson. I've got a lot of good fixtures in this region this game week. I think you have to take Callum McGregor if you've not got Engels right now, like me. It's top mid pick. And then up front, it's got to be Kuhn. And Dyson's away on international duty. Valley, it's hard to know, by the way, whether he'll be playing or whether it'll be Taylor at this stage. But yeah, maybe go Scales just for that security. Double defence in the top team. Yeah, where's Scales? Am I tripping? Oh yeah, I'm tripping. He's right at the top. We expect Vickers to be back as well. Just going to Captain McGregor in this kind of game. So let's see. That's that done. And then, yeah, so I've got 2 D1 teams now. So my next D1 outfit, Hyon's got a great game. He's in season. Laidlaw, he's in season as well. Urbig is under 23. Tanny's under 23. So I've got 4 teams left. That's interesting. Actually, quite a tough, actually good set of games for me. Let's say Tanny's team 2, right? Because Tanny's the man. And then let's say we've got a Vickers. I think Hatate probably starts, but Rakitic playing 10th. Shaqiri playing 5th. Where's my other McGregor? Maybe just go McGregor. And then I can go at home to Aberdeen. I'm probably going to go with Kyogo. And then 5th man, I kind of want to pick Hatate, but we could easily just put in Dyson. Yeah. Cool. And then in season would be the next one. This is a D2 team. Laidlaw playing. I'm probably going to take Keon. He's at home. It's 7th, 18th. Valley and Ogiwara. We don't know if any of those in seasons will play, so we need a classic defender. Halstenberg at home to Schalke feels good. Carter Vickers feels like the easy play. I'm probably going to play Halstenberg. We've then got in-season Broholm. In-season Shaqiri. I've got Tresoldi in that game as well, who we won recently. And then I've got Maeda. So let's put in-season Maeda. And then we've used our classic defender, so it needs to be an in-season 5th man. And it's probably Broholm, which is fine. Yeah, I quite like that. It's quite a good team. Awesome. And then we go back to classic. I've only got 1 team left to build here. So do I have 2? And yeah, awesome. Right, okay, so I will have under 23 to play because I don't think I could get another, unless Valley plays. So let's play Laidlaw. And then, yeah, if we had Valley, we'd have a defender. Don't know if we'd have much in midfield. We're looking at Forrest and Bernardo. So we need, yeah, we're asking for bits here. But yeah, Rakitic can work. Jetty's injured. Giacomakis playing Puebla feels brilliant. Some guys in China. I've got a lot of forward options actually for this final position. I think I'd probably take GG here against Puebla. And 5th man, Lennon Miller. It's kind of, but I know I'm going to get under 23s now actually, so I'll maybe keep Lennon Miller aside for a minute. That's what we'll do. We'll save that. Awesome. So I will be able to play under 23 again in this game week, which will be good. We can have Urbig or Tanny. Let's just say we go with Urbig. We've got Bernabe at home, Valley, Arambaru. Yeah, I think it's going to be Bernabe we would pick here. Lennon Miller. Gabriel Pereira is playing a team in Saudi. They'll probably lose. Teams Qatar are just not as good as the teams in Saudi. Not actually that many midfielder picks. We do have NYC playing, but sadly just not enough under 23 mids in their ranks these days. Lennon Miller will start for me. Oh, first versus 13th. He said he was maybe going to start the weekend and then he didn't. He's in the Korea team. Maybe we'll see that come back. We do have Andrade playing 15th. That could work out well. As well as Abada playing DC. Doak playing Bristol. That could be good. I think I would play Doak in a team. Doak or Abada. Yeah, I'm going to take Doak. This is a fun team, isn't it? Look at that already. That's a fun team. Very green and white kind of vibes around it, doesn't it? And then the fifth man, I do like Jason. It's not an amazing match for him. So maybe we take an Andrade. Gabby Vega, just for the old time's sake. Trisaldi. Quan. Oh, we do have Quan as an in-season mid, actually, for the... Yeah, we do have the forward. Yeah, so we would need Valley, Quan, Bernardo, Laidlaw, and then we could get a classic forward, so we could maybe just about do it, but it feels like quite a weak team, doesn't it? Whereas this, we did use Taki Kubo somewhere. Would we bring Taki Kubo into this? Cho playing nonce. That's quite a tough fifth man role to pick here. How's Thiago been scoring? He got a mad 4-game suspension or something. Yeah, kind of derailed a little bit of form that he had. Yeah, he's coming back. Look at that. A is actually back better than ever. Oh, that's good. Yeah, let's take Thiago. Love that. And I think Captain Lennon or Captain Bernaby. I'm going to take Lennon because he takes penalties and stuff. Oh, that's lovely, by the way. Really happy with that. Now, I do have Challenger, but I don't really care too much about Challenger. Well, I build one team, so I'm in D1, so I like building one D1 team at the very least, I suppose. We've only got NYC. Is this playoff time then? Is this playoffs time? Is this when the big boys come out? Chanot playing the Quakes. Mickey Yaman away. Amundsen away. It's hard to know with some of these guys so far in advance. Tavon. There we go. Let's take Tavon. Midfield. Gall should be back. Actually, I've still not used this guy yet. Santi Rod, how can we not? Yeah, this is just probably going to be a New York City team again, isn't it? Could play a Bada, but Alonso Martinez is cool by me. And Maxi Morales living his best life. Yeah, I'll probably just do that again. Awesome. Right, okay. So let's have a look at the teams. This is kind of the thing I want to have a check at is like... So I've got... So if I have Killison come back, I would have the ability to play a second La Liga team as well. Also, I'm thinking about the possibility of if Killison was back, then I've got the in-season ability with the Lassaneur to play off. Because this extra goalkeeper, I've now got on this page here, I've got 4, but with Killison, that'll bring me up to 5 champion keepers. And I know my squad strength isn't great, but I'm kind of playing by numbers for some of these ones. And yeah, so I think I've kind of seen that already. We're looking at Sergio Gomez, we're looking at Sucic, and maybe Aguerd as well, just to round the numbers out a wee bit. I didn't finish this team, so we didn't want to use the Lennon Miller. So instead of Lennon Miller, we could use Dyson. I've not used Valley or Taylor or Hitati. If I can go a whole weekend without picking Hitati, I might be a lot happier with myself. Pardon me. I guess we've got to put them in one team, don't we? Defender or striker? I think against Aberdeen, we'll take the striker. Yeah, that feels good. So I managed to get... Is that 1 in-season team then? So I think I just about squeezed out 2, in fact. Yeah, I did, but they were dead pretty mince, didn't they? So if we did do 2, I would have to go really strong to do it. Interesting. Yeah. I didn't see the Quakes at first, Mikey. I didn't see the playoffs at first. Go score, I love that comment. 2 McGregors. How many pockets does Shinny need? El Karuni. Utrecht left back. Could be a good shout. Yeah, so what I want to do is I actually want to tear this up. No, I don't. I was thinking what I'd maybe look at doing is putting the Schmeichel and the Kuhn into a priority in-season team. But it will only... I've not got any D1 in season, so... Does that mean I've got a better chance of winning, maybe? And who would I be using? Schmeichel, Kuhn, Dyson in season. Shaqiri. A classic defender. And then team 2 could be like Kim Hyun. And then, yeah, you're asking for Valley, Bernardo's and stuff. Nah, I'm going to leave it. I think the under-23 team would work out a bit better. Excellent. Yeah, so I feel like I'm kind of coiled. I'm kind of ready for a little bit of expansion in Champion Euro thanks to this extra goalkeeper that's came in. I do need an extra wee bit of firepower. I still kind of feel that. I've been saying that for longer than I care to remember at this point. Fixtures are not terribly kind to me for this precise game week that we're looking at. And I do have although I'm just on the verge of getting one in-season rare champion team off the ground, we're straddling between having 2 and 1 teams available in contender. So we could do it in our couple of card wins. We could do some more, maybe another week or 2 away. So depending on how things go, maybe there will be the potential. I just got to say, pull some trades off and stuff like that, but I'm not too sure I've got any reason to think that's going to be possible in the next immediate term, failing some sort of mad unforeseen miracle, break into the good spots. I seen McBride's is selling all his super rares, and I've been looking at my gallery a little bit, trying to find is there an arm of it? Is there a little section of it I don't need as much right now, where I can maybe trade some of them off or roll a few of them into a packet or something like that. But I'm quite attached to a lot of it, and what I mean by that is the strategy of it all still does just link in so well. I'm very, very close to having all the edges perfectly rounded off here and being able to compete on all those kind of fronts. And I think, yeah, this new addition on the goalkeeper is kind of keeping me moving in a direction, which is nice. Yeah, McBride is raging with super rare tier rewards, raging. Don't blame him, by the way. It is absolutely stinking. You want a Safanov, you know what I mean? For tier 2. Come on, man. How can they do that? It's mental. He got 2. How many games did they play for PSG? Played 3 games and got into tier 2. It's fucking wild. It really is. Did they have cards selling and stuff like that, I wonder? I suppose the one of gets sold. Look at that, but 186 comes in as a tier 2 because of that number 1 off sale. I love Safanov as much as the next guy, so does McBride, but that's just a rubbish reward, man. Yeah, his craft was stinking as well. I did see the chat about Xhaka being a star, and I seen someone replying, mentioning that Gundogan instant bought him. That maybe jacked it up a bit. Is Xhaka a star? I don't know. A guy in Champion Euro that plays every... Is he a star? It's Xhaka. But... he's not quite he's a tier 1, isn't he? He's a tier 1 with a price spike. That's the problem. for Robbie's on the border. Ask ChatGPT. He is like half the price of stars. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair. If it's on value, fair enough. Okay. Scores very borderline. Like he's not a star, is he? But he doesn't ever miss a beat. Can hit big. He's like a team 2 guy, isn't he? He's not somebody like he could be in your team 1, but he's a guy that you would look to upgrade on eventually. Although saying that, like, some of the form that's here, like asking for more is kind of mad. Low because of age as well. What is a star? We think in Sorare terms. Sorry, I think in RL terms. I don't think in any terms Shaka's a star. Except for in Switzerland. He's a Swiss star. Oh, I was actually expecting to look at this and say, man, I could do with another goalkeeper. But I'm actually quite happy with where the goalkeeper balance is, because I think the goalkeeper balance as well is something that is kind of, and I've mentioned it before, like when I've condensed my gallery down and stuff like that, because there was a point in time where I was playing too many lineups and not winning, and then it became a lot better to play less lineups and be a bit more focused in on a competition or a strategy or whatever. And I found the easiest way of doing that was just selling goalkeepers, not necessarily outfielders, because I love all my outfielders and I like the ability to chop and change and use different guys depending on the fixtures or who's in form or whatever. But when you've got those more goalkeepers, you just want to get another team out. And sometimes you would, no, I wasn't really that bad for it. I was quite disciplined at it, but everyone does it, you know, until you don't have the option. But if you could get another team out, you'd be like, oh, well, if I, you see me doing it with the goalkeepers a minute ago, but like, oh, if I change that mid around, then I could play under 23 as well. And even though it's rubbish, at least they'll go out and hey, you never know. And then that guy smashes in a dead team and you could have had him in another team that you've taken him out of, blah, blah, blah. But goalkeepers are just like your way of getting into the tournament, as it were. So me getting that in-season Lassaneur is a nice wee activator, but I thought it was maybe going to reveal to me that, do you know what? If I got like 2 cards more, all of a sudden I would need another goalkeeper very quickly. But I actually don't think that's the case. I actually think I need a wee bit more outfield. I'm really close to being super happy with the kind of options I've got here. And the numbers, it's just still a little bit thin and a little bit sensitive to fixture quality. Whereas with Celtic, obviously, it's just all Celtic, so it's a bit different. And under 23s, you love to play it when you can. But yeah, I guess let's just delete that again for a second. Let's try the other kind of halfway house here. Is there any in-season contender stuff I really need to maybe address? Right, I'm not breaking up Team 1, right? Because I think Team 1 and D1 is the priority. It doesn't get moved for something below it. This team's also going to be in D1. Would I say Tanny is the best shout there? Yeah, I probably would. The second McGregor is what I'm thinking now, but is he more of a Team 3 guy? Kyogo and Maeda as well. This is, yeah, it's a wee bit too templatey. Let's just actually pick the team like we would pick it one more time. So we've got Tanny. I probably would be taking Vickers in here. But I'd maybe put Rakitic into that midfield. Yeah, I'd put Rakitic into this midfield. And then an attack. I like Dyson against Aberdeen in general. I think I probably would go. And Kyogo, but you're asking for multi-decisives. Do I have any guys with AA and a decisive in them? Maybe Giacomakis, but it's away from home. Dyson's on international duty. Kyogo isn't. Kyogo's good at home. I think I'd go Kyogo. And then the best 5th man, it might be Dyson. Dyson's a pretty good 70 merchant. It could still be that McGregor. That wouldn't be bad either as well. McGregor can be good for a peak score, especially against an Aberdeen team where he'll have it all to do in the middle of the park, winning the ball and stuff. Yeah, let's go with McGregor. I think that's just a good, safe, like above average kind of floor kind of play. I'm probably captaining Rakitic there. Right, so if we do that, only playing Quinny and Schmeichel here. That's not getting changed. So then if we go contender in season, right, team 1 should throw itself together pretty easily with Kim. It's hard to know on Taylor and Valley. So let's imagine it's still Hausenberg. We've got Shaqiri. We've got Dyson. And then we're looking at Broholm or Tresoldi. I think I want to keep Tresoldi. Got Quan here away to Dundee United. That's not a great game. He'll be coming back from international duty, probably quite buzzing, but it will be a bit of a trip from, one end of the earth to the other. So I think the actual, Broholm at home. I know it's second we're playing, but decent chance to win. And Broholm's good for AA, and he loves to get in amongst the decisives. Captain Shaqiri. Right, okay, I think that team actually, I deleted it for kind of no reason. But I think I managed to rebuild Classic. Yeah, so I've still got a team at build there. So let's have a check at this. What this could look like if we went Laidlaw into here. I think Valley would almost certainly feature regardless. Let's come back to defence. Forrest comes off the bench against Aberdeen at 100%. Bernardo, the same. Quan. Yeah, so this doesn't feel that good. So this feels like Celtic backups are getting a game with Tresoldi in attack. Yeah. I think it's better to play the under 23. But anyway, I can kind of... I've got Quan. Yeah, so we could play Quan. Then we're after a classic defender, which could be Carter Vickers. It's not too bad. We're asking for... let's ditch Forrest for Quan real quickly. Quan's not doing that great. I suppose that's what my hesitancy was initially with him. And then do we have anyone? Forrest and Valley. PB. Ida. I suppose Ida from the bench is better than Forrest from the bench. Yeah, I actually don't mind that. Is that more competitive but than the under 23? I think so, Rob. I think so. It's not a certain, to be honest with you. I think Carter Vickers will be back. I personally prioritise score over prices. Yeah, I'm kind of that way. He's not a star unlimited. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Rico Man, very well said. I snap bought Anthony Morris today. So cheap, scores well for USG and starts for Luxembourg in a Nations League group with other bad teams. Hatlingen, tip my cap to you, mate. I hope he does well. Rakitic is killing it. Limited Whale, good to see you. Benny, my man, good to see you. So if I did do that, it's a low division team, but as well, probably. So, or it will be. So that could work out. And then we would have Urbig left for the last team. And then would this work out better than... So we're looking at Hatate defender in this scenario. Or Taylor or Valley if we know any of them are going to kick a ball. Valley can go into the end season and we'd have Carter Vickers to come here. Or we could have Taylor to come in here if we know that's going to be the case. We've got Lennon Miller who can play in the midfield here. That's good. We've got Dyson Maeda's coming out our backside. I was going to say something much worse there. And we've got Jackie Makis in a really good game. So yeah, let's go Jackie Makis first. And then, yeah, I'd probably play Dyson or Andrade. Andrade's got big AA. And that's a game 15th. They should be beaten. I think I probably would put Andrade into this team. Hebert. Ooh. He's been missing, but Hebert's been a wee cheat code recently, but yeah, he's missed the last 2 games. Andrade, yeah. One decisive 80. That's the kind of form he's in. Yeah, let's bring that to the party. That's a killer kind of team, isn't it, as well, by the way? Now, the under-23 players we've not used is like Bernabe. Lennon Miller's got a team now. Was there anyone else that was that decent? There was a few guys that were a bit wobbly, weren't they? Ida from the bench. Trisaldi's playing Schalke. I could put Houstenberg into this just to make sure the Hanover guys are together, and that means Vickers is with Dyson. Yeah, it kind of works. Do you know? I think this is it's probably closer to the way to go. So yeah, contender still feels like defense is quite limited for me, isn't it? Like if Vickers isn't back, this becomes a lot harder to pick with only one left back of each card, Valiant and Taylor. No more AJs. And I've went double with Scales in this team, so I would need to break that up, which then has a consequence down the chain. So contender's actually quite brittle in defence, is what I'm kind of realising here. Plenty of forwards, because I've got so many copies of so many good guys, and I've got enough guys that have transferred around. Midfield is quite okay without being spectacular. I could do with the angles. But yeah, defence is still a bit brittle. Plenty of goalkeepers. 5 of them in total for this game week. And am I missing somebody? Maybe not. 3 in season options, in fact. So yeah, feeling pretty good about that. What are we up to? A wee bit of international window, international window, sorry, housekeeping. Just kind of having a wee look at the first game week after we come back and just trying to think, like, right, what does this gallery kind of need? Where do I need to round the edges off? Is there a competitive advantage maybe waiting for me somewhere by stretching a team out here, or maybe even just looking at it and going, do you know what, that one is not going to work. Let's just move on from that. Because champion, it's been weird. It's been competitive, but I'm doing a lot for not very much gain. Celtic question: would any of the current squad make your all-time hoops best 11? If not, current squad, who would make the best all-time 11? So my best all-time 11 would be Boric in goals. Oh, by the way, defense is so hard because you just kind of revert when you're managed to the Martin O'Neill back three, and you think that's the defense for me. But like, it depends. What was the question precisely? Your all-time hoops best 11. I can't really comment on players I've never watched, so I don't like going into like the before my time players, to be honest with you. So yeah, defence is a bit funny. I think Lustig probably makes it in at right back over Arthur Johnson, but Arthur Johnson it wouldn't take much for Arthur Johnson to get into like some sort of generational Celtic best 11. Vickers the same, because everyone loves Vickers. But I think like when you look at how good they were for us and how they went on in their career, Van Dijk didn't get any Champions League experience with us, which really is what sours my, doesn't say it sours my memory of Van Dijk, but it's what maybe tames the Celtic love with him, is because he never like scored a header against Barca. I think he played like 2 Champions League games in the qualifying. I don't think he ever made the group stages for us. Jason Denier was very good as well for like a year. But again, you couldn't put him into all-time best 11 or whatever. Yada. Left back is Tierney, of course. So if you've got Lustig and Tierney, you're probably looking at Mialbe. I really like Caldwell and McManus as well, by the way. Like, I know they were kind of not perfect, but both of them were brilliant for us in their own way. Maybe the centre backs have got a bit of a shot. Maybe Vickers could do it. The midfield, there's tons of guys that have been good over the years. McGregor's definitely capable. O'Reilly's, Jesus. O'Reilly's not going to get in over like Petrov and some of the guys like that. But he could go on and have a better career, kind of similar to Van Dijk. McGregor's probably going to get into all-time best 11s because he's going to be Captain Fabulous for the next however long. Scott Brown's maybe got a place in that conversation as well. Yeah, I don't know. By the way, it's kind of tough because up front you've got Larson, of course, Sutton, even Dembele and Edward have been brilliant over the years. Wide areas have been a wee bit shaky though. Like other than Alan Thompson, who was kind of like left wing back a lot of the time for Martin O'Neill. It's hard to remember we had a guy for a long time that was like a good winger. So maybe Dyson could. Kuhn's obviously just in the door. Kyogo's a centre forward. Jota's gone, obviously. Nakamura, yes, yeah, Nakamura. But Nakamura, like, in that kind of system, like, all the midfield was quite slow. So you had Naka on the left, and then you'd have, like, Paul Hartley and Barry Robson, and then, like, Scott Brown would be, like, right mid. Or was McGeady in that squad? No, it wasn't. Maloney maybe back for a second time, perhaps. But yeah, Shinsuke, of course, was brilliant. Lubo, Naka. It's kind of so that's what I kind of started off with. Is the problem is like when you're the first thing you think of is the three big defenders, and that's probably so we're going Lustig and Tierney, Boric and goals, Lustig and Tierney. Centre backs is just a pure like black hole I've got in my head right now that I just can't think who is my favourite all time centre backs that I've had. Like, there's not been many guys that you're properly buzzing with. Like Mialby was brilliant. I liked I was a big Valharen fan. I don't mind putting down Valharen. I really liked Big Juice. I thought he was brilliant. Yeah, I like Juice Valharen. I would pick him over. I liked Malby a lot as well. I thought Malby was quality, but I remember Valharen really well. Like, it's been like quality. Like, who the hell is this guy? And like nobody could get by him. I'm going to leave the door open for another defender. In midfield, you have to have Paul Lambert, 1,000,000%. You have to have Petrov. So maybe we're playing like a 4-2-3-1. Lambert and Petrov, I'd probably put side by side. And then you're looking at Nakamura and Lubo in front of them with... Now the question now comes, do you play Larson up front or off the front? So I think I would go Lambert and Petrov at the base of midfield. I think I'd put Big Tam in the hole, Big Tom Rogic, and then have Lubo and Nakamura either side of him with Larson up top. Oh, Alan Thompson, I just mentioned him. Yeah, no, I need Alan Thompson in this. So I wouldn't put Rogic in. No, I would have Lubo in the hole. Or put Nakamura in the hole. I'd put Thompson on the left and Lubo on the right, Larson up top. He was brilliant, by the way, mate. Honestly, like, it's an absolute crime that, and I sincerely mean this, it's a genuine crime to English football that Alan Thompson never got into the England team. See, when he was at us and we were knocking out Blackburn and Liverpool, and like Alan Thompson was the best left-footed English player playing professional football. Matter of fact. Now, he wasn't a left back, but he was a left mid, and you guys were playing like Scholes and Gerrard and stuff. Like, just play Alan Thompson for the first 45, the last 30 something. Yeah, I mean, but nah, no Anthony Stokes, no Gary Hooper, no Yuri Yarasek, no Massimo Donati, no Gravison, Andreas Hinkle. There's a few wee cult hero guys that were lots of fun, that were really good, but I was never a Stokes guy. Moradon dropped like £20 in this break. Love that, by the way. That's the kind of thing that if I was like finding somebody who I was actively after, we maybe try and make some acquisitions or whatever. But again, I think I've really nailed my collection strategy in a lot of ways. I really just wanted to be finished, like completely finished. And there's maybe, you guys that are regulars have seen me go through that enough times. I'm not going to bother going through it today, but it's like half a dozen guys lying around these collections that will just perfectly round everything off. And I feel that I will just be putting my feet up and just setting teams every week. You know, I won't really be trading as much. I trade less and less, obviously, as time goes on, because the gallery has just been getting compounded stronger and compounding wins on top of each other and reforming depending on what's happening with the game and all the rest of it. But yeah, this international break's kind of fun as well because there's actually some stuff to play in. But the main thing I always like doing is having a look through the lineup builder coming out of the international break and trying to just be a little bit ahead of the game. So if like I do see like, oh, an Amorodon would really help me at the moment. And you're like, oh, jumping, yeah, that's brilliant. Like, let's have a look at Engels, for example, for me. Like, has Engels come down in price yet? Nah. Rio's at 84. I'd like that to come down since he's kind of bombing out there now. McCowan at 11. He's not going to play her too often. Bots have got him. That's reassuring. At least you'll be able to get him cheap enough if you wanted them. But yeah, I like the Sucic and the Sergio Romero is Sergio Gomez, I beg your pardon, as like not stretch ones, but like if I buy them, it's to go for money. It's to play in season and try and bring in some Buna. I think Sergio Gomez is good enough caliber, but it's just how you go about making that happen. I would hate to get the special edition, by the way. It would absolutely melt my brain looking at it. It's quite cool in that, but I think it's a wee bit too trippy. Tatos, good to see you. Stokes was a joke. Yeah, so I seen he got the jail this week. Awesome, guys. Yeah, so this is just what I want to kind of crack on with tonight. We'll be back tomorrow to do member stuff, and there's tons of other stuff coming out on the channel. I mentioned it at the intro. If you're watching this live, I'm sure you'll probably catch a wee bit at the beginning on rewatch, so I won't bore you by explaining it all twice. And let me think, what else is there? Me and Harry should be around for the deadline show on Friday. I know there's not like a mad weekend, is there? Or will we? I don't know. I'll talk to Harry, see what we're saying, but like, what is actually on? I don't think there's any. Is there many games? Is this the week? Is this the game week with nothing on? All-Star, view all matches. Oh, it shows us by day. So we have some League 2, or La Liga 2, I beg your pardon. A wee bit of Millonarios, that'll be Colombia. MLS as well. Actually, no, the weekend's quite busy. Yeah, no, I think me and Harry will definitely be together for some deadline action. That seems fun. Giveaway on the video that goes out tomorrow. I'll be giving away, and I'll announce it properly and stuff like that. But if you guys that caught this today, you can be ahead of the game. But this Maziz, I'm not going to be touching any Challenger. I'm certainly not going to be touching Challenger in season with any cards that come in. So I won this guy. I'll happily give him away to one of you guys if you can help me support the channel, support the content. Give it a wee view for 5, 6, 7 minutes. Drop a wee comment about tomorrow morning. And yeah. I think, yeah, I've got kids' football training to get ready for shortly now as well. I don't think I'll be back on tonight, but I'll be really busy tomorrow. I'll be doing some Celtic content tomorrow and I'll be doing live here. We're doing gallery reviews, not lineup builders. Easy for me to say. And yeah, awesome. Thanks very much, guys, for everyone who's tuned in today. And I'll catch you tomorrow. Thanks very much, Agent.